Y'all not gonna like me, and that's okay, but I know y'all don't like me in general like that, so I'm gonna just say this. Trans women are not the fucking problem. You biological women who feel like y'all need to punch down on trans women are. Last time I checked, and let me pause my game for this because I really need y'all to feel me. Last time I checked, the trans woman ain't never, ever, ever make me feel bad about myself or feel like less than a woman because I redefined my womanhood. A lot of y'all are sitting there trying to say like, "Oh, I redefined my womanhood. I know who I am. I do this now. I do that now." Ma'am, just because you're a fucking miserable ass cow whose only ideology of womanhood is what somebody told you what womanhood should be does not mean it. Okay, so what? Because I keep on hearing y'all talk and I feel like I'm losing brain cells by the moment. Y'all constantly want to come out and say, as a real woman, I was born this way. If I'm an alcoholic, it doesn't matter if I drink white or brown. Bitch, I'm drinking way too much to begin with. If I'm a teacher, it doesn't matter if I teach first grade, preschool, kindergarten. Um, what else is there? The shit before pre-K. I'm still a teacher because I had to be certified as a teacher. I may not be the type of teacher that you're looking for, but I'm still a fucking teacher. What does all of this have in common to say? If I abuse drugs, it doesn't matter if it was cocaine, white, marijuana, whatever. If I abuse something, it makes me an abuser of a drug, whether it was good or bad. And I get it, and I get it, and I get it. A lot of y'all want to sit there and bash non-biological women, as y'all say, the not real women. They should be in their own category. They are in their own category, the same way that you're in your own category. Somebody calling you cisgendered simply means that you're the same gender that you were born at birth. And I understand that as a woman, that pain and suffering is something that we have grown accustomed to because the world says that our womanhood is only validated when we suffer, whether it's through periods, whether it's birthing babies, whether it's being conservative, whether it's not allowing ourselves to be ourselves, whether it's not practicing autonomy, whether it's being seen and not heard and silenced, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Please get the fuck off trans fucking women. God damn, you miserable ass bitches. Somebody has to fucking say it. Y'all always want to get on trans people in the gay community. I really wish heteronormalcy was not a fucking thing because I promise you, I would have dated more women out loud. I would have done a lot of shit. Y'all are going out there to purposely bully trans women, and not only are y'all bullying trans women, y'all sitting there saying that they're not biological women. Says the fuck who? You're right. They're not biological fucking women. Whoop de doo, whoop de doop doop. You had to face oppression your whole entire life. Some man or somebody has always been trying to control you your whole entire life. I get it. It sucks. It's not fun. It's not great. It does not make you feel happy about yourself. You feel miserable. You hate it here. I get it. But one thing for sure that I will not be doing is entertaining you bitches. Shutting the fuck up costs free 99. Who's gonna defend real women? Real women are gonna fucking defend real women. Cause a lot of y'all who have a problem with the trans community did not have a problem when they was taking our reproduction right. Y'all did not have a problem. Y'all did not feel like I needed to do anything. And the only time that a certain group of feminists came into play when it came down to their rights and not the people of color rights, okay? Because it was okay. Because it was okay when black women were dying at higher rates at birth. It was okay when black women were getting mistreated. It was okay. But the moment it became outside of black women and people of color and it hit a certain community, that's when the womanists and, oh, we need the black women to come and march and do this for us. And no, we cannot constantly sit there and fight every battle. And one battle I'm not going to fight as a black woman is against trans women and versus real women, because whether you were born a biological woman, you're still getting oppressed. Trans women are still getting killed at higher rates, well, no matter what the fuck you want to believe. And guess what? They have to go through so much other shit. I'm telling you right now, as a cisgendered woman, if I had to compare my rights or my what you call it to what you call, bitch, I am privileged because I understand that even though I am a woman, not a and not a caucus member of the womanhood that my privileges are just a little bit slightly less than them. But guess what? They are way above the ones that a trans woman will ever get in their lifetime. They get looked at like they're freaks, freaks of nature, every single little thing like that. I have run into trans people, and the way that y'all talk bad about them, boy, they gotta be a strong something. Cause boy, y'all niggas is heartless and ruthless. And y'all always want to sit there and say, well, in my Bible, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, because in certain religions, trans people or people who have duality are constantly looked at as gods. So just because your mind is narrow and you don't know how to do research and you don't pull up some shit that's only self-serving to you and only fits to what your bias, you're gonna listen to shit like that. Please take the moment to really honestly say, if I was not in this bias, would how I'm treating these people still be respected? As much as I hate certain things, and I really genuinely hate certain things because I understand the principle and where it comes from. Henceforth, why I hate respectability policies. Henceforth, why I talk about why we have a consent problem. Henceforth, why I talk about all these other things and unpopular subjects, because a lot of y'all do not know how to do research or understand things past this and this and black and white. Is 1 and plus 1 equals 2. Because if I told y'all that 1 plus 1 could possibly equal 4 if you do the invisible numbers, or you just use one invisible number to get there, y'all will sit there and say that's not a thing. But in mathematics, it is a thing, because that's how they used to solve unsolvable fucking problems or shit. That's why I call them X and Y. And sometimes it's just X and sometimes it's just Y. But of course y'all want to sit there and talk about shit that y'all don't understand, or that y'all don't even have a deeper understanding for. Y'all want to sit there and have a fucking kiddie pool surface. It's like, well, it wasn't born this way. What, it wasn't born that way? Shut the fuck up. Y'all just want somebody to fucking oppress. I'm telling y'all, if oppression, if y'all got paid in oppression, some of y'all would be fucking millionaires right now. And then when oppression came back to y'all would be fucking sitting there buried in it. I really genuinely feel like Jess Hilarious was mad as fuck because people have said that she looked like a man before. Okay, I used to get mad as fuck when people used to say that I could not be black because I had to be mixed with something, like I had to be Jamaican or Haitian. Bitch, you're still black. You're still a nigga. You just got a different accent and you just practice different shit. Simple. Oh, no, I'm Afro-Latina. I'm Afro-Latina. Okay, you're a Spanish black. Now what? That shit used to piss me off. When people used to say I wasn't a woman because I didn't want to have kids and be birthing a birthing person or shit like that. Shit, if y'all really want womanhood so motherfucking bad, you birth them damn babies. You sit there and you go through all the motherfucking periods and you sit there and you say, look at me suffering to be a fucking woman, because I did not find my womanhood in what the patriarchy and what oppression put me under. I found my womanhood after I got out of oppression. So therefore, a trans woman coming in is not gonna fucking affect me, because guess what? Because guess the fuck what? I'm secure in my womanhood. And I apologize to the trans woman who I used to offend when I wasn't secure in my womanhood. Because I felt like there's no way in the hell. Yes, me, I used to be one of those people saying, oh, trans women aren't real women. I used to be a part of that crowd. Why? Because I felt insecure about my womanhood. Because I'm like, how dare this person come up in here? And I thought I'd been struggling my whole entire life to fit the ideology of womanhood. How dare these people be happy with who they are? How dare these people? I realized that I was grieving. That's why I say reimagine grief. Because a lot of y'all are still grieving and y'all taking the anger out on the wrong fucking people. Y'all mad at men. Y'all mad at everybody else because the way that you're expected to perform under the social society and how the world expects you to act as a woman. If something comes into there that's not specifically that, because you're already oppressed, they're going to give you something to try to oppress. So when they oppress it and they start oppressing you, you're going to say, okay, well, X, Y, and Z. Well, I'm a biological woman. They literally started jailing people for losing babies unintentionally or intentionally. And they're like, well, as a woman, you should want to be. No, bitch, what if I don't want to have kids? So you mean to tell me now I can't enjoy sex because I don't want to have kids now. Now I can't enjoy these things because now I want to do this. I can't do this because I want that. You gotta be fucked up in them. You gotta be insane in the motherfucking membrane, honestly and truly, to not have it all together in your brain and think that and think and to think that you as a woman, as you like to say, a biological, which is a cisgendered woman, is like, we get it. Nobody's saying that they're not trans. Nobody's not saying this. But I'm telling you right now, trans men have periods. Trans men are birthing babies. And just because your fragile ass mind does not want to admit it, Jess Hilarious is wrong and a fucking bully. And anybody who ever agrees with her is a wrong and a bully. And just because because I'm telling you right now, if you really want to go down to science, go look that shit up. And when I say do research instead of me search, really do some research. Ask, where did this article come from? Where was the source coming from? What did this person initially think about this thing? What did they realize after this? What were their flaws? Who did they interview? Why did they interview them? What period of time was this in? What ideologies were they practicing at that time? And then was this a time where women where it was okay to abuse a woman and it'd be okay? I know a lot of y'all still feel like y'all can slap the fuck out of bitches and hoes and shit like that, but y'all got a code when it come down to niggas. I call it pussy. Back in the day, it was okay to be a pussy nigga. It was okay to not be shit. It was okay to have multiple families. Now today, after many years of that shit, we see what having one main family can do. We see exactly the benefits, the pros and the cons of it. We understand the pros and cons of having a 2-parent household, a healthy 2-parent household. We understand the pros and cons of having a 1-parent household that is healthy. There are so many nuances and shit like that. And if you want to sit there and stay back there and be on the whole, I really can't believe it, follow that same exact train of hate. But please, if you don't fuck with me after I say this, Jess Hilarious is wrong. You biological women are wrong. Leave the trans community the fuck alone. Because y'all only give a fuck about it when they say certain things. And guess what? Periods and birthing is not only given to women, it is given to multiple women, bitch. It is given to women who have certain shit that they doing. Birthing women, I'm telling you right now, birthing people, birthing women, people who identify as they, them, whatever, are not y'all fucking enemies. Y'all enemies are yourself because y'all hate yourself. Get some self-love, get into a fucking therapist couch, and fucking realize that everything cannot be the way that you want it to be. Because as much as I hate hustle culture, I understand that at some point I'm going to have to participate in it if I want to get to the place that I want to get to. And guess what? Hustle culture is more toxic than a lot of shit. But a lot of y'all, because society has made it a norm to be burnt out, to overwork yourself, to give more than you have, to show up and be present, to not be present for yourself, to not love yourself, to not do these things. You sit there and you say, well, at least I did this, well, at least I did that, and I did everything I was supposed to do. No, the fuck you did not. You were just passing on bigotry and fucking hate. I fucking hate when y'all do that shit. So can y'all please do me a favor and shut the fuck up about trans people? Because I'm telling you right now, the shit that y'all should be concerned about, trans people, if y'all really give a fuck about it, let's go give a fuck about the people who detransition. And not when they detransition because they had a bad experience, but they detransition because they still feel the same what they feel, but the medicine is too strong. Let's go talk about their surgeries. Let's go deep down the rabbit hole. Let's really get into the science of the mental illness that you swear they have, and then let's go look at those researchers and why did they say what they're saying. Were they overly Christian? Were they trying to pass a belief? Were some of their shit's disproven? Because the research can be disproven. The same way research can be proven, research can be disproven. The same way research can be fucking used in a positive way, it can be used in a negative way. And if you do not know how to read shit, please shut the fuck up, because y'all trying to sound way deeper than y'all are, and y'all really swimming in the fucking kiddie pool talking about some, yeah, man, this shit go deep. Sir, you're at the bottom of a kiddie pool that's literally 6 inches, sir. And how deep, and the deepness that you're talking about, that probably goes over 6,000 or however the motherfucking deep the ocean is. Y'all not even hitting 10 feet in that bitch. Cause the moment y'all get to 2 feet, y'all about to damn near drown. Why? Because y'all don't know how to do research. Y'all coming in from a bias. Y'all not trying to see it from another point of view, and y'all not willing to be proven wrong, and y'all not willing to be fucking apologetic or anything like that, because it's my way or the highway. Because what you're doing, because you know that under the patriarch, or what you call it, even if you're being belittled, berated, and not treated fairly, that these people are beneath you according to where you stand on the scale. And the only time you're on the care is when it comes down to you. So guess what? I genuinely feel like that bitch is mad because somebody said she was a trans person. And I feel like Tasha K was mad because somebody said she was a trans person. And so I'm like, bitch, people are going to be nasty and mean and hateful because guess what? That's the type of energy you got. Jess Hilarious has not been fucking funny. Okay, if anything, since she wants to go off stereotypes and shit like that, she is nothing but a gutter snipe and ghetto. If we want to go off what society's going to say about her, she's ghetto, she's ratchet, and she's a fucking single mom who should not be fucking listened to or fucking respected. Y'all see how that got some of y'all tweaking right now? I was about to say, well, but she didn't. Oh, I don't give a fuck. That's how deep y'all go. But for me, myself, and I don't see her as a gutter snipe. I see her as a black woman who needs to work on her self-love and self-fucking respect. Because yes, she's a beautiful woman. Yes, she has all these things going for her. And no, she may not be the funniest motherfucking comedian out there, but Jess Hilarious is still a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman. And guess what? When y'all talk about masculine and feminine shit, please shut the fuck up, because a lot of y'all not even reading the shit that y'all need to read. I got books for y'all, right? I got The Art of War, What's Your Sign, The Green Witch, Masculine and Feminine Energy, How to Understand It, What Is It, Where does it come from, when did it come from, who wrote it, why did they write it, what is it about. I literally have books that if I read the first chapter or the very first few pages, I can tell you what type of author it is and shit like that. I literally had a book that was about white feminism in my facility, and I said, this book does not identify with me. This is giving more white feminism and how white women have to defend and protect themselves against white men. Boop, boop, boop. Go to the end of the book. This is a book about feminism. Go look at the woman. It is the whitest woman I've ever seen. As a white woman in America, feminism has affected me in X, Y, and Z. A lot of y'all will be reading books and wouldn't even know that it was about white feminism or black feminism or feminism or anything like that. And a lot of y'all sit there and be like, oh, I don't trust niggas. But then when white people back their science up, y'all want to be like, oh, well, if I always know I can go listen to them. Baby, they're saying the same exact shit. The only thing is they're just saying it differently. And because y'all are bigoted, because I practice bigotry and y'all like hate and y'all don't want to have these conversations, I don't want to hear nobody say shit about shit in my comments. Just Hilarious wrong. And I'm telling you right now, as a secure cis gendered woman, biological, natural woman, born from birth. I've been a woman since birth, bitches. Like, literally, I got it. I literally have it on my fucking wall. Pictures of me being born a woman. On my birth certificate, it says that I was born a woman. A trans woman coming into my space does not threaten me, because I understand that my womanhood is simply more than enough, and I don't have to sit there and pretend to be upset at other women for coming in, because being a woman is already hard. Bitch, if they say they a trans woman, bitch, I already know they getting it from the fucking end. And I'm not talking about just getting fucked in the ass. I'm talking about literally the disrespect, the hate, the bigotry, the disdain that y'all have and y'all show for them. Baby, I could do without, because they already gonna get it. And as a woman, you gonna get it. And I'm telling you, after they finish bashing and dumping on fucking trans women, they're still gonna treat you like shit. They're still not gonna choose you. They still gonna fuck around with them in private. They still gonna they still gonna try to hide them. And if they can't hide them, and one of them has pride, one of them gonna end up being what you call it, and they gonna get caught up and say, "What they tricked me? What they tricked me? What they tricked me? What they tricked me?" Yes, some trans women are what you call it, but because the danger that they have to face, trans men and trans women, they will literally confide in you and tell you before anything is physical. So y'all saying, "Oh, they tricked me. Oh man, you can't tell these days." Just the fuck you can, because they gonna tell you, because their safety has been at a higher risk than women and black women. And a black woman is assaulted very, 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 very more often than any other race of woman there is. So just imagine being a trans woman and you getting assaulted, or just imagine being trans and you getting assaulted. Their rates are almost as horrendous as black women rates for bad shit happening to them when people don't think that they are protected. I said what the fuck I said. And if you truly feel like trans women aren't real women, then you're not a real woman. Because I'm telling you right now, if you want to fight fire with fire, let's go off gender norms and say that you're not a real woman. And I don't want to hear another fuck thing come out your mouth about how you're a real woman and how you do all these great things. Because baby, I do not believe it. I do not believe you. And if I'm telling you right now, you're not a real woman. If you ain't out here birthing babies, you're not a real woman. If you ain't married by a certain age, you're not a real woman. If you're not doing certain things, you're not a real woman. If you weigh over a certain pound, you're not a real woman. If you do not fit the white, if you do not fit Europeans weight standards, you're fat. If you ain't eating certain, you're not a real woman. And I want y'all to keep this same energy, because y'all go as deep as a kiddie pool, but y'all swear y'all deep as the ocean. I said what I said. Have a great fucking day. And to all the trans women and men out there, I hope you have an even better day. And to the people of color and women of color, if you're a real woman who is not transphobic and homophobic, I hope you have an even better day.